teaching you the details of how to do the Turkish Get Up properly, powerfully, safely, and strongly. The other videos you've seen me demonstrate the roll to pull up onto your elbow, the tall sit or your hands on the ground. And now we're going to go over the hip hinge. There is a hip hinge with the Turkish Get Up. The knee, when you bring your knee onto the ground, is a hip hinge. The main movement is from the hips. Again, this is kind of like an awkward movement if you're not really have a good body awareness of hip movement versus knee movement. Okay, so I'll show you some things that could possibly play out with this, with learning this movement, and ways to double check and make sure you're in the right position. So I'll demonstrate first again with my shoe, and then go into the details of the movement. Starting from the ground up all the way. So I'm here, roll, pull, up to elbow, transition tall sit. I still like to do a high bridge, but as you high bridge, my hips are coming back, and then my knee comes right underneath my hip where it was on the ground. So as you notice, it's my hand, knee, and foot that are in a straight line right here. Okay? And I'll come back down. All right, so I'm going to demo it facing on. So you, from facing forward and facing back. So first movement, the way to do this and understand it's your hips, a good drill is to bring, once you get into tall sit, bring your foot to foot, lift, and then karate chop your hips. So once you karate chop your hips go back, and then your knee just falls into place. And then again, so I'm here, up, karate chop the hips back, and knee falls into place. Another way to think about this is if you're doing this in sand, that butt print of where you're sitting, that's your target for your knee. So that knee is right underneath the hip. Another way to check for this, make sure you're in right position, is it goes hands, knee, and then foot. Another common way to do this, or a little mistake that we do, is we come here, we bend the knee, and then we're here. And what happens is our spine is in this lateral flexion. Lateral flexion isn't bad for the spine, but since we're under load and we're trying to keep our joints stacked, and especially keeping that cylinder strong, we're compensating here. So we don't want to do that. So we're here, hip hinge, bring the knee, right under hip, torso is still intact, nice strong cylinder through that, okay? I'm going to turn around so you understand the movement and of what my hips are doing and how to see how that hip hinge is moving through and transitioning to knee on the ground, okay? So again, I'm in that tall sit position. All my weight is on that hip. Bend my knee so my foot is foot to foot, lift, and I'm here, okay? So again, as I lift, my hips pull back and my knee falls right underneath my hip. My hands in line with hand, knee, foot, and I'm here. This is really crucial for the next movement. We want to make sure that is a nice straight line. So if you're practicing this one, or learning the Turkish Get Up, I would just practice this movement over and over until that knee falls into place. If you have questions about this movement, please let me know. Comment below and I'll get back to you on this. Again, this is me, Coach Anna Willard, with the Turkish Get Up. My book, Spark Your Youth and Skip the Midlife Crisis, the 21-day Fitspirational, you'll understand why, why I love this movement, not just for the physical benefits, but the emotional and the spiritual benefit as well, and the mental benefit as well. So if you haven't downloaded that book, the link is below. Enjoy the rest of this series of videos of how to do the Turkish. If you're training for the Strong First certification, there is no high bridge, so you don't need to practice the high bridge. If you want to practice the high bridge, you can. I'll still demonstrate it. But I'm just going to demonstrate how this next movement